Imagine you're on a vacation abroad. In Japan, for example, imagine you enter a mini market dan ask the cashier, Misimas, ini berapa harganya? Guess how the cashier responds? I believe that he will kick you out of the store. Why? Because you are in Japan. And of course, they use the Japanese language, not Indonesia. And my question is, if we do not understand their language, then how do we talk to them? Does anybody know the answer? Yes, we're thinking about the same thing. English is the answer. It is one language that unites the world. Honorable teachers and distinguished audience, good morning. My name is Dimas Suryadiningrat. I'm number 5 from grade 12 Science 2 class. And today, I would like to talk about how to master English with a smile. Ladies and gentlemen, if we take a look much closer, it turns out that most students in Indonesia don't like English. Referring to the API English Proficiency Index, the English skills of Indonesians are ranked 74 out of 100 countries surveyed. This means that there's still a lot of Indonesians who think English is difficult and refuse to learn more about it without knowing how important it is for their lives. If this problem is not dealt with immediately, I'm sure that soon the Indonesian will not be able to compete with other countries, especially in technology and informations, which these things will ultimately make us left very far behind by other countries. My next question is, what can we do to solve this problem? Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that English is not always learned by just sitting still in class? No, that sounds boring. So, why don't we make it more exciting? Steve Jobs once said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. The first steps that you should take in learning English are: number 1, surround your environment with English. Many people can do something not just because they're smart, but because they're accustomed to it. Surround yourself with lots of things about English, listening to English music or podcasts, or maybe even watching some Western movies. Me, personally, my favorite show is Cars. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. Lightning McQueen, the Ka-chow thing. Okay, here is what I do. Sometimes I turn off the subtitles, listening carefully through dialogue, and make attempts to figure out the storyline of the movie. Number 2, write. Put what you learn in writing. Writing is important to remember what we have learned. Learn grammar and spelling, read English storybooks, or even articles on the internet. Then try to make simple dialogues or maybe even a short story in English. Writing can also make us recognize a lot of new vocabulary. Number 3, speak. To be fluent in English, you must not only be able to understand it, but you must be able to speak it. Did you know Iman Usman? Iman Usman is the CEO founder of Ruang Guru. At the age of 19, he became the youngest speaker from Indonesia in front of the UN Assembly, which means his English skills are already on a different level. Iman once said, one of the ways he learned English was by going to the airport with the sole purpose of meeting tourists and have a chat with them. We can try too. Bali is an island full of tourists. Try to say hello to them. Ask them where they come from, how their lives are, or you can ask for their Instagram IDs and WhatsApp number. And the last thing is, try to be patient. Runners don't immediately run to the finish line on their first day. They even have to learn to walk first. The same applies when learning English. You don't have to rush things. Embrace the challenge and celebrate the progress. Everything is part of the journey. finally, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of my speech. Thank you for listening attentively since the very beginning. I do hope and believe that my speech has provided something of value and insights to our audience. And last but not least, always remember, the world is yours to explore, and learning English can open up new horizons and opportunities. I'm Dimas Suryadiningrat. Thank you.